Hi everyone, Julie Beem again. Well, it's Giving Tuesday, and we've had a lot of fun here. It's been pretty exciting. We're well over halfway. We're at about 4,500 or so. I know we can make that 6,000 today because it's not over, right? We're at 3 o'clock on the East Coast. Some of you are still having lunch on the West Coast, so please think about giving to our campaign this year. This afternoon, I'd like to introduce you to one of our board members. I'm so happy to have Bill Z with us. He is the chair of Education Law Group at Apple, Yost, and Z in Lancaster. I'm learning how to say that word, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Bill, thank you for taking time out of your busy afternoon to talk with us and tell us why you're involved with ATN, why you give of yourself, your time, your talent. Why?
Sure, it's my pleasure. I'm super excited to be here, Julie. Thank you. My why for ATN is really simple. I am a trauma kid, and it has informed every facet of my life, from being a husband, a father, an attorney, an educator, and it is just a great opportunity to give to those who've had experiences similar to things that I experienced growing up. Early on, I knew I wanted to be a teacher because teachers were the helpers in my world, and teachers and coaches, and they were I was blessed. I had very intuitive teachers that knew that there was something there that they could kind of grab a hold of and work with, even though I was probably not the easiest student to deal with at times. And that allowed me to fulfill my dreams and end up having my own family and my own career, and that's really transferred into my law practice. I practice primarily education law, a lot of special education work. I figured out pretty quickly that attachment and trauma was a big part of what I was seeing in my professional life. So I guess about 10 or so years ago, I made the decision that I was going to open up that part of my personal life and use that to inform my practice and share that with the educators that I worked with. And that's really what drew me to ATN. And I was very fortunate to come across the ATN conference and attended the conference as a volunteer just for my own growth as an individual and on my trauma journey. And that ended up resulting in meeting you and others with the organization, and ultimately the opportunity to serve on this fantastic board. So I'm very blessed.
It is a fantastic board. Those of you who didn't hear Anikwa and I this morning, the board is matching our first $6,000 donated today. So we want to hold them to that word and make sure that we raise the $6,000 for them to match. Bill, we love that you've taken your personal journey and courageously made it your passion. And you're not the only one. I mean, I know you can't speak on behalf of everybody on the board, but there are a lot of us that have personally lived with early childhood trauma and realized the significance of this work, right?
Absolutely. And then that's a great benefit of being on this board. And it feels like it's been much longer than in actuality it has, but it feels like a family. It really does feel like a family. And I so enjoy the opportunity for us to get together in person, certainly, but even via Zoom. There are laughs. There are people that are very energetic and engaged in what they're doing. They all have busy lives, and it's just so rewarding to see how much everyone cares and what they're willing to give of themselves for this really important cause. Because as you know, Julie, it does touch everyone. I mean, even if you're not someone who's personally experienced childhood trauma, you certainly, whether you know it or not, know someone who has, work with, play with. So it's just really gratifying to see so many like-minded people from all around the country who are willing to give of their time and support what I think is just a tremendous organization.
Yep. Well, I would echo that, and it was one of my honors to get to work with all of you, but also everyone else across the country who come to us as the folks we work with on a regular, the caregivers and the parents, the teachers that and educators who are striving to turn their school cultures into a trauma responsive system. And it's, you know, it's exciting to watch this movement really take off and to be, you know, be at the center of all of that. And we've been there for a long time. I mean, this is our 27th year of doing the work that we're doing, starting very grassroots, and now maybe, you know, maybe a little bit bigger than your front yard. I don't know, but we're there, right? Um, so, is there anything else you want to tell the folks out here who are listening to us today about reasons that they should give and or get involved with ATN?
Yeah, I mean, Giving Tuesday is all about being thankful. I mean, we just all had the opportunity, hopefully, or most of us, and but maybe not true for some, particularly some who are still experiencing dealing with trauma, to spend that
Mm-hmm.
time with in a safe environment to give thanks. And I think that the donations that people make today, it's really important to stress that is that some don't have that luxury, don't have that support system, and I think that's what we
Exactly.
really strive to do at ATN, support those who are desperately in need of our support. So I would just encourage anyone, if you can find it in your heart somewhere to give today. It's the day of giving, but it does make a huge difference. And I know that I would not be sitting here talking with you, Julie, if it were not for people who were willing to give of themselves and saw a child who was struggling through some things and wanted to help. So I encourage everybody to do that. It's a great thing.
Yeah. Well,
And thank
I'm grateful that they did. I'm grateful that you're here and that you're passing it forward. And we want to reemphasize our theme for this Giving Tuesday, so you can do it with me, Bill, if you will. Feel it in your heart.
to fill ATN's heart.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and happy Giving Tuesday.
Thanks, Julie. Bye.